Hey, hello, and welcome. I am Debbie Peterson of Getting to Clarity, and this is another episode of Getting to Clarity, where women and emerging leaders come to get the tips, tools, and techniques that they need to create more success in their leadership and life with less sacrifice. And today, our topic is about trusting your gut, trusting your internal wisdom. Because what if I told you that there's not just one of you, there's actually three of you? And here's what I mean. There is your conscious aspect of yourself, the thinking mind, those thoughts that you're aware of, what it is that you know about your physical body and your reality. There is second aspect, the unconscious part of you, the subconscious mind, where actually 95% of your thinking happens. And then the third part of you is that connection, that part of you that connects with your higher self, the ultimate parental spirit. It is divine intelligence. It is God, it is the universe, it is the collective, whatever it is that you believe in or not. Okay. So we have those three aspects. But today we're talking about trusting your gut at work and why it is that you should do it. Because the thing is that you don't have to do anything to uncover your answers. Your answers are already inside. But what covers those answers up? And it's getting rid of that, the things that weigh you down. It's the things that you ruminate on, that put pressure on you, that keeps you from hearing your own internal wisdom. And so we're going to tap back into that a little bit today so that you can trust your gut more. I'm going to give you some strategies so that you can do that a little more often. And some of the benefits of being tuned in with these three aspects, with trusting your gut more, are things like, you let go of things. You let go of things that have been holding you back. There's stories all of a sudden that you realize you're like, wait a minute, that isn't true. There are the ability to trust yourself deeply and your ability. So to have more confidence, to be more clear in your thinking when it comes to your direction or decisions that you make, not just in your leadership, but in your life as well. It is about you saying yes to the right things that are a stretch for you that will move you ahead. And it is about saying no to the things that aren't a fit. You just know that that is not your path. That's not the direction that you're supposed to go. It is allowing you, when you tap into your gut, when you connect, you understand the difference between your conscious and your unconscious and your higher self. It's living a more empowered life because you're creating your own reality. You're not just being at the whim of whatever's being created for you. So the best part is that it all starts with your gut or your unconscious mind. And so that's why that's the topic today. So let me give you just a little bit of information about your unconscious, your subconscious. We're talking about your gut, your instincts, your intuition. It is really, really powerful because 95% of the thinking that you do every single day is behind the scenes. You don't even know what's going on. Only 5% of your thinking is what is going on in your conscious mind, which is why sometimes if you've got a problem, if you're seeking an answer and it just won't come, get up and go do something else. I'll go make a pot of sauce or a pot of soup. And just in the process of chopping vegetables and mixing things together, my conscious mind is busy and my unconscious mind can bring the answer. So the thing is that these unconscious thoughts, they happen automatically and they run on automatic pilot. So just like things that you repeatedly do become a habit, the things that you repeatedly think become a habit too. Is that working for you or against you? Because it can be both. So for instance, think about driving somewhere where you go all of the time, like the grocery store, or your mom's house, or your office. You don't have to think about it. You pretty much do it on automatic pilot. You know where you're going to turn. You know how far you go down a road because you do that all of the time. But think about a place that you've never been to before. And you've got to concentrate. You've got to turn the radio down so you can hear your guidance or your Apple Maps or Google Maps to guide you the way. Or, you really slow down and look at the numbers in a neighborhood when you're approaching an address that you've never been before, because it's not in the subconscious, the unconscious. You have to think about it. So the unconscious mind is powerful because it is doing things automatically, hopefully that supports you. But it also can be doing things automatically that sabotage you. And so you want to be aware of the difference. So you have to have a curiosity about your unconscious and learn to play nice with it. But here's what happens. As busy professionals, we tend to ignore what we feel. We tell ourselves that we just need to power through it. We need to suck it up, buttercup, right? But that's sometimes not the best advice. But we need to do things for a reason. We need to be guided by the messages, the wisdom, the insight, the guidance that wants to percolate up to guide us in our careers and our lives. And so people will say that feelings have no place in the workplace. And I would say, okay, a meltdown in the conference room is not something that feelings have a place there. So I'm not suggesting that. But what I am paying attention to is how you feel about certain things. Because feelings will pop up. It's kind of like, do I really need to do that? Do I really need to have a conversation with this person? Do I really need to go to this meeting? Perhaps there's a change in leadership and you've got a certain feeling about that. It's like, okay, should I stay or should I go? I don't know if this is a fit for me or not. That's your unconscious saying, woohoo, this is something that might not be a fit for you any longer. Things have changed. This is not going in the direction that you want. Because all learning behavior and change is in the unconscious. And that means that everything that we've learned can be accessed through the unconscious. So when we feel something, that is the unconscious trying to tell us something. It is your gut trying to tell you something. Now, you may be thinking, okay, how do I figure out what my unconscious is trying to tell me? I don't know how to do it. I don't know if I want to add this one more thing on my plate. Well, it'll be easy. I'm going to give you some fun ways to really tap into yourself, tap into your wisdom, into your guidance, into your unconscious, your instinct, your intuition, whatever it is. Here are 3 tips to do that. So the first tip I'm going to give you is ask yourself literally, how do I feel about this right now? Maybe put your hand on your heart or put your hand on your gut and ask yourself, how do I feel about this right now? And let whatever answer needs to come to just percolate up. Let it just, whatever pops into your mind first, great, go with it. And, it's coming from your core or your center, and keep asking yourself that question. Okay, great. How do I feel about this? How else do I feel about this? What else do I feel about this? And just let whatever needs to come up, because your answers are in there. And they may not be in the first couple, but pretty soon you're going to see a pattern emerge when you're asking yourself that question. Pay attention to the pattern. Okay. The second thing I would suggest that's fun to get in touch with your inner wisdom is to flip a coin when it comes to a decision. And you may be thinking, really? Do people pay you for this advice? Yes, they do. And here's the reason that I tell you this is because when you make a decision to flip a coin and it's heads or tail, you're assigning one answer to heads and you're assigning the other answer to tails. So you've got 2 options. And then you flip that coin. And in the instant between you making the decision, heads is this answer, tails is this answer, and flipping and then getting your answer, something will pop into your head in that split instance. Oh, I hope it's this. Or I really want it to be this. Or you're thinking about one answer or the other. What answer pops up in that split second between you getting the decision? That's your unconscious speaking to you. So pay attention to that. The third way that you can get in touch with your instinct, your intuition, your gut, your pearls of wisdom, your internal guidance, whatever it is that you want to call it, is to pay attention to external signals. Now, this is a really fun way to do it because usually these external signals are guiding you in a direction. So for instance, if there is a person who keeps popping into your mind, reach out to that person because they're popping into your mind for a reason. If something that you need to do keeps popping into your mind that isn't on your list, you hadn't really thought about it, but it's kind of a reoccurring pattern, you want to pay attention to that because it's coming up for a reason. Even a song on the radio. If a song keeps, it's like every time you get into this car, this song is on. Go through the lyrics and see if there's something in there because your unconscious is trying to give you a message. There's a message just for you. And that's a fun way to uncover the message. Maybe the song reminds you of a person, which again, go back to reach out to that person, really. Or if they're no longer in your life, perhaps that it reminds you of someone who has passed, what is something that they would say about what you're currently wrestling with or what you're trying to decide about? What advice would they give you? Because deep down, you know what that would be. So, if you want to tap into the power of your gut and leverage it to create the leadership and the life that you deserve, then you've got to pay attention to your unconscious, this internal wisdom. And this process of discovering it, of giving it the respect that it deserves, putting the light on it that it needs. This is like a muscle and it needs repetition. So your unconscious is giving you these gifts and it wants to know that you're going to respect it and that you're going to fully consider what it is that it's giving you and that you're going to take it seriously. Does that sound at all familiar? So here's what I want you to do. Start this week by giving yourself the space and the grace to listen to what is being said by you. So feel what it's like when you start to listen to your authentic voice and what it's like to step into the best version of you in your leadership and life. So in the coming weeks, we're going to get into more about the conscious mind and the higher self. So until then, here is wishing you all the clarity and the guidance from your gut that you deserve. Take care and bye-bye for now.